Hello everyone, and welcome to another review. Today we are taking a look at Sergeant Stalker. I got mine early from CMD store if you're interested and willing to pay a little extra to have him early, but honestly, I don't mind. He's a figure worth the extra money, at least for now, until he starts hitting stores and comes out for retail. But if you want him early, you can get him there. I'll leave a link in the description. But let's get right into it. Let's take a look at the box. We have Sergeant Stalker, and as usual, I usually just take a look at the side art because it's very interesting and unique for each character. And there we have all around number 46 in the series, and not much more. Now, here we have the figure himself without any accessories on him because I would want to show that a bit later, but as you can see, we have quite the accessories over there and over here. I gotta say, this is a very great classified figure. It's, from what I can tell, it is a brand new mold. Everything's new. I compared it to other ones, trying to find similarities, same mold, reuse, but no, everything's new. We have new pinless joints and pinless legs, new boots, new crotch piece, new vest sort of thing, and a new torso, and well, of course, the new head sculpt. One way I was able to tell, mostly everything's new. I mean, I looked at every other figure. The crotch piece here is different from any other in the classified. You can see he has sort of the squared back pockets, whereas these have these weird angled ones, and the knees are different, boots are different. So yeah, everything's new with this guy. Even the hands are new. He has sculpted gloves where it then transitions into his fingers. So yeah, everything's new except for this one piece here, which is the holster we've seen with all the classified so far, except with this new silencer holder on the side here, which is more squared than the circle one we've seen with Snake Eyes. Let's take a quick look at the accessories here because we have quite a few to go through. We have his back piece, very nicely sculpted, and this can hold the submachine gun we'll take a look at right now, and that submachine gun's magazine slides right into there. So let's go ahead and take a look at that so I can show it off. So here we have the SMG, very iconic to Stalker himself, way back in the retro line. Nicely sculpted, and we have the magazine here, which may be hard to hold, but there it is. And it can plug in, of course. But just to show how it stores into this new holster. I don't know if it's a holster, giant holster, but there it goes. Then we have magazines. It's even shaped in the shape of a magazine. It's a tight fit, but there it goes. And it may be a little difficult to get it out. I've been messing around with it, but no big deal. I will say a lot of the material used, like his vest, the crotch piece, the holsters, and even this, it's all very, not flimsy, but very flexible plastic, which I don't mind, but it also concerns me sometimes, especially when it comes to sort of these pegs. They tend to stress over time. But for now, it's holding up. We then have an LMG, which isn't storable on him, but still a very nice addition. And we get a magazine. I can't, there it goes. The magazine. And there you go. The bullets are painted in there. Fits well, looks great. We then have his pistol, which is new, I want to say. Haven't seen this yet, at least for classified, so I'll say it's new. It's the 1911 with the extended mag. Very nicely sculpted. And here we have the silencer that goes with it. So there you go, pretty big silencer. And this stores on him. He has his holster, which mine is a bit bent in, but you'll have his pistol in there for most of the time, so it doesn't really bother me. Silencer goes into this other hole here. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there, yep, there it is. And so that is stored there. We then have a blade, and it is sculpted very nicely with a silver blade painted on it. Always appreciate the silver when it comes to knives or blades. And this will sheath right here. You then have two of his last accessories. Take a closer look at the beret, I guess you could, as I think it's called. Green with a little bit of the gold emblem there. And actually had to go and see if it was sort of a reuse of the other ones. And as far as I can tell, it is not. I mean, it's like similar sculpt, probably retooled a bit here and there, but each one of them should be different. And I think each one of them is different. So Beachheads goes down, slopes down a whole lot more. And Flint's is a bit smaller. So we have that, and of course it goes on his head. It's a looser fit, as you can, well, now it's not, but like, yeah, it's very loose, and once you press on it, it should stay there, should be stable. Lastly, we have his sort of scarf, cloak, poncho. I'll call it a scarf for now. But yeah, this thing is nicely textured. Even has this sort of cloth effect that hangs from it all around. And not much in the inside, but I mean, you're not going to display it outside. And for this, you need to take off his head. Place it on there. And pop his head back on. And there we have him. Equipped with some of accessories. We can put this on his back and make him hold the big gun. Alright, so here we have Stalker just standing here in neutral pose. I'll be going through Articulation, and I guess I'll go into some comparisons with some of the other characters I have here. But Articulation first. So with the scarf on, we have this much range going up. Pretty good. I can't speak now. Pretty good. I have dumbbell joint up there and another one at the bottom of the neck. can look down that much. So, some good movement, some great head tilt and stuff. We have ab crunch. Thankfully, we don't have any vests that get in the way of this. We have lower torso rotation, waist rotation, I should say. His arms go up that much. We do have butterfly joint, so a lot more back than forward, but it works. Bicep swivel. We have double jointed knees, pin lifts, and for the first time we get his left hand goes up and down, and his right goes side to side. Compared to other classified we've had, it was always the other way around. But now we get it switched on this one. His legs can kick up that much up, and this side pretty much the same. Doesn't get hindered by this suppressor. This side will get hindered kicking out by the knife. Not so much on this other side. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, can kick his own ass, pin lifts, boot rotation, his ankle goes up and back, and ankle pivot. So very nice. So, as I said, this is a new mold. Everything is new as far as I can tell. Nothing has been reused. And I'm excited because this same mold, for the most part, looks like they're going to use it on Dusty, and I'm very excited for that character. It's my favorite character. So seeing all these new pinless legs and arms being used on that figure is getting me excited. We have Stalker here. We're going to compare him with his beret friends here. We have Beachhead, and we have Flint. So, looking very nice. One thing I forgot to show off, which, my bad. But we'll take a closer look at his vest. Forgot to go into the details and stuff. But his vest is very pliable, very soft, moves around, as well as his crotch piece and the holsters I mentioned. Very pliable, but I don't think anything will rip, at least as of now. But yeah, here's a closer look at this new mold and stuff. We have what a lot of people hate, or when they do this with figures, sculpted knife, but it's not removable. And honestly, I didn't know what it was at first. But yeah, it's a knife, it's a handle, and that should be the sheath. We have a grenade, not a grenade, this is more of a flashbang sort of deal. We have these cuffs at the wrists, and then here we have the new gloves. Looking very nice. One thing that threw me off for this figure, was this. Now, this is supposed to be a scar effect going through the side of his head, but I honestly didn't really like how that looked. I mean, now that I know it's a scar, I can get over it, but it threw me off guard. When I opened it, I was like, well, he just has a giant streak on the side of his head. But no, they all have it. It's just a scar. And here we have a closer look at his head. So yeah, it's just a scar. I just thought it was a bit odd, but nothing to be too worried. I mean, compared to Flint, who has a scar, they seem to do a good job here, but I don't know, it just threw me off a bit. We then have continuing comparisons here. We have a officer, and the reason I'm comparing them is because the officer himself has this sort of holster for the gun. So we're starting to see that a lot more. We then have Roadblock, who they both sort of have a similar vest style, which wraps around and it connects on the back. We then have two last comparisons I want to do here, which are Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, his two war buddies back in Vietnam, I think it was, where the three of them went on missions, and well, they were good buddies back then. So final thoughts on the figure. It's an amazing figure. I recommend anybody who sees it out in the wild, if that's even possible, you need to pick this guy up. He is definitely worth it. He is worth the money. The accessories alone, there's so much playability and posability with this guy. I recommend you pick him up. If you don't, well, you just fell. But if you don't, exactly, he'll fall because he's embarrassed and you disappointed him. He's a great figure, guys. Even the colors, people were complaining they're too muted. Honestly, I don't mind it. The colors are fine. The pattern he has all over is cool. Great figure. Pick him up if you get the chance. That will conclude today's review. I hope you all enjoyed and consider subscribing. Leave a comment with some feedback or your opinions on the figure. Like the video, and I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching.